Oh, yeah. I am the mongoose. And here we are, week 10. Can I get an amen? Coming in hot. In case you missed it, and how dare you, we had our first ever Sunday night, week 9 recap show. This guy went 4-2. Did I wear the money chain? Nope. To my right, America's favorite degenerate gambler, 5-1. Don't call him dumb. He's the Sicilian reel-in. I can't fucking rhyme anything with that. But he went 5-1, which is pretty fucking good. We went 10-3.
We did, yeah.
With the man from Sicily and the fucking German vermin. Hadat Tate, bitches.
So what? My record's over 500 now again, right? So we're getting close to borderline paid capper status again.
You are 2 games over 500, Sal Babs.
I should be over 500. I was disgraced for weeks.
Yes, and I had a very rough 3-week stretch as well. I'm 1 game under 500. Together, we are 56 and 55. But most importantly, the boss cock lock is 6-3.
Hits again with authority. I mean, literally authority. I mean, just
I'm not a math
poke explosion.
I'm not a math major, but last time that I checked, 6-3. That's 2/3. That's 66 and 2/3%. That's beyond
it's profit.
That's beyond paid capper status. That's
profit.
That's like creepy Vegas call you at 2:00 in the morning, random robot caller capper status.
Yeah,
we aspire to.
Yeah, I mean that is like a life goal of ours.
Absolutely,
be that way. I mean that's why the phone number's on the screen.
Right.
I mean, look, we always say if you're going to take one play from us, you take that. And
you take the boss cock lock.
If you listen, then what? Then you're up a lot of money.
You're up a lot of money.
So.
And by the way, for those who are tuning in for the first time, that's 610-763-4965. Sal Babs, is that a high end offshore shell company phone number?
No, it's literally your cell phone.
That is literally the number in my hand.
Your phone. It's literally your phone.
It is my iPhone XR. My grandparents there on the background. If I can get, there we go. I pressed the wrong button. iPhone
that's his phone.
XR.
It's not a fake
if
number.
You call in right here, right now, we will take your call. Literally in the middle of anything.
Yeah, don't be afraid. I mean, look, I wish that we were scammers and you called us and we stole your credit card and shit. Like, I wish that we could do that, but we can't. So call him and talk about bets.
Yeah, exactly.
But if we could steal your information, we would, but we can't.
We can't.
And we can't.
Trust
me, we're not smart enough.
We're not.
We're barely over 500 college football cappers. We are not in the realm of those amazing Indian hackers.
Yeah, not in that realm, but we wish. Hope springs eternal, so we'll see what happens. Sal Babs, I believe we have breaking news, and I fucking hate to talk about this in October 31st.
I know, and it's so corny. They did this just to get buzz, like what they did with this. It's so corny.
I am not a playoff expansionist.
We got to talk about it. We have to talk.
But we have to talk about it. Just fucking bring it up.
All right, so
I haven't seen this, by the way. I just ended my shift at work.
The committee put Ohio State in at 1. They put them over Georgia based on nothing.
Wait. Ohio State is 1.
They're over Georgia.
Why? Because they beat shitty Penn State.
Apparently, yeah. Apparently, yeah. There isn't a reason to do this. Like, I guess they're factoring into Wisconsin win? I mean, what do you? I don't get it, but they have them there, and it's bullshit, and they know that it's bullshit.
Washington has the best win of the year,
hands
none against Oregon. But
so look, let me just go through them.
Okay, go ahead.
They have Ohio State 1, they got Georgia 2, Michigan 3, which we don't even know if they're going to be eligible to play postseason football after. We don't know what's going to happen with this. Like the hardball shit. We don't. And your boys, Florida State 4.
Yeah.
Washington 5.
Bullshit.
Oregon 6. Texas
who was 5? Who was 5?
Washington. So they're right there.
Okay.
They're right there.
Okay.
Washington is 5. Oregon's right behind them at 6. Texas 7. Bama 8. Oklahoma 9. Oklahoma, now that these are a little goofy, I'm wondering where they would have been if they didn't lose that game to Kansas. Are they actually at 4? Are they at 5?
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's a good call.
Probably. Then we got Ole Miss at 10, Penn State right outside the top 10 at 11, which
Uh-huh.
is still insanely overrated. They're fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Missouri at 12,
Oh, wow.
which is a little interesting.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
But
Hey,
hey,
shout out to Hard Red State, Missouri.
yeah,
Doing
we got
big things.
Louisville at 13, LSU at 14, making the LSU Bama game, matter as usual.
Okay.
Notre Dame at 15, Oregon State at 16, coming off a loss to the Arizona Wildcats. 16 is kind of high. That's like kind of high, man. You think?
That's a little high.
A little high. Tennessee at 17. I would put Tennessee over Oregon State at the moment. Utah at 18, most fraudulent team in the country. So
Yeah.
who gives a fuck what
Yeah.
they are because they suck. UCLA at 19, predictable. USC 20.
Whoa.
Started the season second best odds, to win the entire thing? Caleb Williams best odds to win the Heisman. What happened?
Yeah, he went to too many celebrity PR events and got jerked off by the USC media. And then
Dude, I feel like
probably
their season,
literally jerked off.
I feel like
by
their season was
USC
doomed
Songgirls.
when they had a bug guy shoot them with water through an exterminator
Right,
gun,
right,
right.
yeah.
Like that's like we know that was like the end.
That
of-
was
of
the sign. That was the
their
sign of the
season
times there.
We got Kansas coming in at 21. Our
Nice.
boys down there. Oklahoma State, your boys
Love
at
it.
22 should
it.
be higher.
Yeah, I agree.
Kansas State at 23, Tulane 24 should be higher, and Air Force, who's there because they're undefeated, and I feel like they have to rank them since most of these people will die soon in World
True.
War III.
True, that is
so
a nice,
it's kind of like
send-off.
an honorary ranking,
Right. Right.
So
thanks for dying for the sins of the world.
yeah, so
you're gonna be ranked
you're
for 1 week.
25th.
Yeah.
Good luck,
Good luck.
gentlemen and women and whatever else the fuck you want to be called. That's your rankings.
Okay, it's interesting. I do appreciate that, Sal Baps, and being as how it is October 31st.
It's fake. It doesn't matter.
It's fake. I have zero interest in it. First thing that does come to my mind, though, is listen, Georgia's won the national championship 2 years in a row. Carson Beck is looking like the stud 5-star quarterback should look.
He's gotten better as the year went on. I mean, they shit on Florida last week.
They haven't played the toughest schedule. I get that. So
See, that's got to be why they dropped them
right.
a little bit here. I mean, not that Ohio State's played juggernauts either.
Right.
I mean, their best wins are Penn State and Wisconsin. I don't even consider Wisconsin a great win. They're 5-3. Who cares?
Right.
But I guess Penn State's so cool in the eyes of the committee.
Yeah, it is. It is what it is.
But it's a reputation rank. It's like
it's a reputation.
It's
ranking,
not
exactly.
real.
I still maintain Florida State is the most fraudulent team in the top 10.
Wrong.
Penn State is
He's
fraudulent.
wrong.
Penn State
It's
is fraudulent.
It's just wrong.
Utah is fraudulent.
It's not even wrong. It's gay. It's gay. You're gay. You're gay. You're
Oklahoma
gay.
State
For saying that. Like
Oklahoma State is the one team.
Florida State's not good. Our lights
there
gone.
goes our light. Sal Babs, go say something about Oklahoma State while I fix our light.
Nothing. They were boss cock lock last week. They fucking exploded in the third quarter. There wasn't even ever in.
Gordon. Talk about this fucking running back, Sal Babs.
It wasn't. It was never even in question that we wouldn't hit it. Like we were never in a danger zone of that.
Right.
Like it was a little bit goofy in the first half, but it was never like.
Ali
never in
Gordon.
danger.
Ali Gordon, this running back is running down this side, that side, up the gut, up your butt, up your mama's butt. This guy, Sal Baps, is absolutely tearing up every single defense that he's facing. I believe this week in Bedlam, which, by the way, did you see Mike Gundy, what he was talking about, how Bedlam used to be, where he would spit in Brian Bosworth's face? Brian Bosworth would spit in his face. Protect Mike Gundy at all costs.
I mean, that's what that was real football.
That was real football.
That was like when it was personal.
That
man.
was Bedlam.
It wasn't like a gentleman's game. Like we're all friends. We all
Right.
fucking play Fortnite together.
Right.
Like you actually wanted to physically kill your opponent.
Yeah.
It was like gladiators in battle. I mean,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
I mean,
Gundy talked about how like you wouldn't want to be like in the wrong place at the wrong time if you were outnumbered. That's how it should be. That's the real Bedlam. Unfortunately, we are in simpler, or I should say less simple times to where it's like you said, kids do play Fortnite together. But nevertheless, I do believe a night game in Bedlam be scared. Be scared of Oklahoma State and Mike Gundy. That's all I got to say about that. And that may be a little bit of a preview of things to come. I don't know. We shall see. But Sal Baps, let's get to the stock market. Jay Powell, my man, coming out tomorrow. A little Fed update. What we gonna do with these interest rates, and what we gonna do with that? What we gonna do with this? Meanwhile, I'm here with my puts, just kind of teetering, like up and down like that.
Treading water,
scared shitless.
And there's sharks in the water.
And there are sharks in the water. But nevertheless, there's also sharks in the college football water. Sal Baps, are you buying any calls or puts this week in the stock market of college football?
Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna call LSU. I think they're gonna beat Alabama outright, and they're gonna shock a lot of people. They're already right outside the top 10 in these fake A rankings. And,
yeah,
I mean, if you beat Alabama, man. I mean, this game means, I feel like, a lot more to LSU. They shouldn't even be in this situation. They were really projected to be a top 5 team most of the season. Brian Kelly's second year, which we expected to be really, really good. They did deal with some injuries. They're very poorly
secondary still blows, Sal Baps.
They does blow, but I do believe that I think LSU's worth putting a call on, man. I mean, like, I could be corny and put a put in on Penn State with the loss and how they look to Indiana, but like, dude, I can't really say for sure that they wouldn't beat Michigan with all these distractions right now, right? So I don't want to, like, if we're playing the game, right?
Okay.
Do I think Penn State's whack? Yes, but if we're playing the game of calls and puts, right? I don't want to fade them if in 2 weeks they may have their biggest win of the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not, it's kind of dumb where this is just a straight up gamble where I'm going to live or I'm going to die here. Like, I know what I'm going to get here. I got some spare money. I'm going to throw some calls on LSU.
Okay.
They're barely a dog. I mean, they're getting a home field goal, so it's a pick'em game, right? Like, the home team gets 3 points from Vegas all the time, right? So it's essentially a pick'em game.
Yeah,
it's a pick'em game.
Unless you're like UCLA, it's a 12 o'clock kickoff. Then it's like -3. But yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, that's what I'm doing, and I like LSU this week. It's the thumbnail, the background of this fucking video.
It is.
So why not, right?
It is.
I got the purple on.
You do have the purple on. I didn't notice that.
I just noticed it. So it's meant to be.
It looks good with the money chain.
It's meant to be.
Put the money chain up. It's getting hidden a little bit. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Get that money chain in there. 5-1 Sal Baps. Look at him. So Sal Baps, if we're in the world of calls and puts, a lot of volatility. You know what I mean?
That's the name of the game, man. Everything's volatile in the world, man.
A lot of things going up.
A lot going down, going back up, going back down. Then you're down for years, and you're back up.
Sal Baps, do not Brian Bosworth me, but a program that has zero stability right now, I'm gonna put a massive put on it. It is the Michigan State Spartans. Sparty blows. Sparty has given up. The season is over. Sorry, Sal Baps, but little brother is officially little brother. You have no chance of competing with Michigan. To be fair, most of the Big Ten doesn't either. But you have all that money there, and yet somehow you gave fucking Mel Tucker $100 million to jerk off on FaceTime live video calls.
Yeah, well, one, I didn't do any of this.
Well,
by the way. I did none of this.
You had a hand in it as part of the Michigan State faithful.
I would have never given Tucker that deal.
It's Gretchen Whitmer's fault, actually.
Second off, I agree with you because their best players are all jumping ship. They already did before that with Keon Coleman. The one Collins is, getting some rare carries at Oklahoma State, but nonetheless, their best offensive players were already gone before that. Now we have offensive linemen who are leaving the program. They're on their fourth different shot at a quarterback this year. Throwback to when I tried to say that Noah Kim was gross.
Yeah, wow.
By the way, in week 2, remember I said this?
Yeah, I remember.
You actually won Big Ten Player of the Week, though, to be fair. So,
and to be fair, I said that you were a crackhead, that the kid
yeah,
absolutely
so
sucked.
major L by me there, but I never
Major
claimed that they were going to be good. I never claimed that they were going to be.
Let me qualify. This is a short-term put. This is not a 2-year here in the expiration. I'm going to put.
Yeah, you talk about all the money they have, dude. It could go against you in this because, like,
that's exactly
why they could be sitting on this.
Dan Gilbert could put $100 million down for Lance Leopold and say, "Come, coach Michigan State." And Michigan, Jim Harbaugh, that little mini empire here could crumble depending upon how badly the NCAA wants to put it to Harbaugh, which, let's be honest, the NCAA hates fucking Harbaugh's guts.
Look, Harbaugh was always going to end up back in the NFL. Right. Everyone knows this. I mean, look, Sean McVay's awful this year. I mean, the Rams would be willing to throw a lot of money at Harbaugh. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many openings that are going to pop up, and I mean, he's always up there.
Nevertheless, this smells of quit to me, this Michigan State team.
They have quit. There's no doubt about that.
Zero faith in them. There's things at the program to sell. They do have the opportunity to turn this around. TBD. We'll see what happens.
I mean, right now they're bad, and it's a short-term put. Fuck them.
What about you, Sal Babs? Are you buying any puts on anybody?
I already did it.
Well,
you mean puts? No, I had a call on LSU.
Yeah, it's a call.
Put-wise, no. I was going to be corny. I know what they mean. I was going to be corny and throw one on Penn State, but fuck it. I don't give a fuck.
Do it. Go.
No, because I don't want to, because they could still beat Michigan. I don't think they will, but they could.
Okay.
This is a major situation, dude. I don't think people understand this. This is a major situation with Michigan. This is a lot, dude. Like, the media and a lot of talking heads in sports media do not like this guy because he's conservative.
I just figured out how to detach the microphone.
Dude, he literally motherfucking compared himself to William fucking Wallace the other day. You understand this?
Okay. I'm going to buy a put then on Penn State if you won't.
Harbaugh literally compared himself to William Wallace. Did you not hear what I said?
Okay, yeah, this is what I'm telling you. Penn State has absolutely no shot against Michigan. Penn State's weakness is the middle of their defense. Defensive tackle, middle linebacker. What's Michigan good at? Oh, I don't know. Fucking pounding the rock down your throat. A offensive line that's may win a third consecutive Joe Moore Award. Penn State cannot beat Michigan. I am telling you this as a Penn State faithful. I am fucking sick of James Franklin. I've said this numerous times on the show.
Look, I think they fucking suck, but I can't tell you that I don't think it's going to be close. This game will be close.
The Penn State faithful will be close. The Penn State faithful has joined me. If you were following Penn State Twitter like I am, they are starting to turn on James Franklin. This fucking guy. Listen, he's a program builder. He's an uncool Deion Sanders. He's a half-decent recruiter, okay? He did good work at Vanderbilt. Great. In a shitty SEC East that he was in, he did a nice job revamping Penn State from the ashes of Jerry Sandusky. Great. He can't beat Michigan. He can't beat Ohio State. He can't win a national championship. And we have higher expectations in Happy Valley, as we should. Get him the fuck out of here. Buying a put on Penn State.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
They may lose this week to Maryland.
I mean, look, he's really ran his course there. How many years has he been there, right? Like, we're talking
10.
1-9 against Ohio State. I mean, like
1-9.
He's kind of ran his course there.
Kind of.
A little bit. I mean, it's a shame that, like, Bill O'Brien had the situation that he had with his son, and like kind of like having to take this Houston job because.
Wait, what do you mean? Kind of.
He didn't really have a choice, man. Isn't that where, like, his kid needed, like, the medical shit in Houston?
He was getting top of the line medical care from Hershey Medical Center. No, Bill O'Brien went to the NFL because he didn't want to fucking recruit.
Yeah, well, coaching wise, it's a shame because he would have done a lot better than this. I do believe he'd have more wins against some of these teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Not going so hot in New England as well.
No, because he could end up at Michigan State for all we know.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, that's the world.
There's traction to that, by the way. There's a CBS report on that. That wasn't like me saying that. That's like a thing.
Well, I've also seen Urban Meyer CBS report.
That could happen. Dude, look, Dan Gilbert is more influential than people think.
He's a billionaire.
Like, I mean, like, he could do shit here. Like,
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not discounting Sparty for the long term, like I said. That is the world of our stock market. Calls and puts to be determined for next week. What we're buying and selling. But Sal Baps,
What are we betting?
what are we betting? Actually, before we get into betting, Sal Baps, do you have any history lessons this week? Any Civil War analogies that you want to speak about as far as the world of college football? CFB.
I do not. I mean, we've really ran through a lot of these mascots and their ties. Look, we've got some great SEC here with some Civil War history. LSU, we talked about the Tiger Brigade.
Right.
Louisiana, we've got Kansas playing the Jayhawks. That's right out of the Civil War. Mizzou, Kansas, bloody Kansas era. Florida State Seminoles. I mean, that's not Civil War, but it is the early 1800s.
What about the UNLV running Rebel? Does that have anything to do with Civil War, you think?
No, I just think it was a cool, just gangster ass name.
Yeah, Tupac.
But like, I don't know if we went over Florida State, who's playing this weekend. I mean, Florida State Seminoles, like, basically what we love to do in this country.
It's an Indian tribe, right?
The
Seminole tribe.
Yeah, well, I'm going to explain to you what this country likes to do. Not that I have a problem with it, but I'm going to tell you this is where the left comes in and tries to. What they're saying is it technically wrong. We tend to obliterate a group of people and then name sports teams after them, right?
True.
So, like Andrew Jackson, 1820s, goes down to Florida, starts the Seminole Wars. Right in that area, right around there. Trail of Tears starts.
Yes.
We know what that is. If you ever passed 8th grade history, right?
Florida, Oklahoma.
So essentially you have us doing this, wiping out the entire Seminole tribe from their home in Florida, and then us naming a college mascot after them not much long after. This is what we do.
This is what we do.
And we're great at it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what our country does. We obliterate you and make you a mascot.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, the Fighting Irish is literally because all of these fucking immigrants came to that region after they got to Ellis Island to work in the Midwest in the factories, and they would have their own little areas of where they lived at, their own little bars on corners of streets in Indiana, Chicago, all those areas, and they would get rowdy and fuck people up, dude.
Yeah. So with the influx of Muslim migrants in, say, Minnesota,
we could have a new startup tech college named
the Jihads.
Essentially,
yeah.
It's possible, man.
With Ilhan Omar's head as the Indian old what was the old Indian mascot?
It's just
named?
like Ian Omar, just with like a tongue, like just about to like fucking throw a punch at you on like the Senate floor.
Yeah, I like
for
that.
not being woke like her.
Yeah, well, let's get the Muslim migrants. Get on that in the Midwest. Get on mascot names for you. It's time for you to assimilate into American culture.
If you're going to be here, join.
Yeah,
I mean, join the right way.
Join.
And start a college and name it after yourself.
And we'll
give you the funding. Our country will fund you.
Our country will fund you, and we'll bet on your football games to lose every single game for the first 10 years.
I mean, other than that, we've got the same goofy. I mean, what's going on in history? Today's Halloween. It's fucking Halloween. We didn't even talk about it.
It's not Halloween yet.
It is Halloween. It's the 31st. It's November 1st.
Oh, shit. It is Halloween.
3 hours.
It is Halloween. Wow.
It's literally Halloween.
You can tell I'm not in LA anymore. Sal Babs, if I was in LA tonight, you know what I would do on Halloween night? I would bag some half-naked horrors in the West Hollywood Halloween parade. I would probably get my ass grabbed a couple times by some gay dudes, but I would also bag some porn star looking LA thought girl and never talk to her again.
What have you, explain this? What there's a Halloween parade out there?
Bro.
What is this?
Bro, you've never experienced Halloween until you've been to Los Angeles, West Hollywood, California. It is literally imagine the family Christmas parades around here. It's like that. Literally that level of an event. Except everyone is dressed literally in no clothes. It's the biggest LA horror thoughts you can imagine.
Do they wait weeks for this, months to get a costume?
Bro, this is bigger than Christmas in LA is Halloween. And everyone's just on the march there, on the street.
I'm not
doing the
shocked
parade.
that a pagan holiday worshiping the dead is more popular than Christmas.
Well, and also
California.
all the actors and all the people that the creatives out there. But yeah, the girls are half dressed. The gay dudes are basically pretty much
grab some booty.
pretty much naked. Let's be honest. And
They're naked at every event now, anyway.
And I would be go-go dancing, doing my thing there. And I would literally by the end of the night, I would have 5-6 numbers, and it would be a matter of just who wanted to be the number one gold medalist stand. And it was just it was great. It was great because they would be dressed in these crazy costumes, and most of the time they would keep them on the entire time, which was kind of weird, but I was kind of into it. And man, I wish I had that tonight.
Imagine going from that to sitting in this room with me.
I'm literally
on Rumble talking about fucking Civil War mascots in Muslims creating colleges, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty depressing. So
that sucks.
Yeah,
it sucks for me, and I'm involved.
I'm thinking about.
It sucks for me, and it's about me.
I'm thinking about the one night that was so crazy. I literally lost my phone, and I had to walk home 5 miles. That was a great night.
I would never do that. Well, 5 miles? Fuck that.
Yeah, it was great. But
5 miles?
She sucked a marble through a straw, Sal Baps, and she was. It was nevertheless. Get to your bed, Sal Baps. I want to stop being depressed.
All right. Anyways, fuck Halloween. It's a bullshit pagan holiday. Fuck everybody that celebrates it. All right. I'm kidding. It's dark sarcasm if you haven't picked up on that. Anyways, to our bets. Notre Dame.
Wait, what? Why are you betting on Notre Dame? What are you doing, Sal Baps?
I just thought it was ironically funny that I was calling this pagan holiday of Christmas, and then I'm like, all right, Notre Dame, taking Notre Dame.
Well, some would argue in some circles that the Catholics are pagan, Sal Baps, but
no, they're not. There's weirdo priests, but they're not.
Okay.
So, anyways, Notre Dame at Clemson. I'm going Notre Dame -3. I think Clemson is a fucking joke. They cannot score. Notre Dame had a tough little stretch in the middle of their season, but they've seemed to turn things around. Agree or no? Remember, before you disagree, I'm coming off a 5-1 week, and I'm over 500 on the year. So think very clearly and wisely before you respond.
Yeah, Notre Dame's they aight.
I'm not saying they're fucking gross. I'm saying I'm taking the -3 against Clemson. That is it. I don't care about them.
This is more of a fade against Clemson.
It is. In most of my plays, if anyone ever looks at trends, most of them, what I'm doing is fading someone just retarded, right?
Yeah.
Clemson right now is corny. I'm fading him.
Okay.
Next game.
Okay.
Tennessee is hosting UConn. Laying 35. Another one. Stupid out of league game that makes no sense in the middle of fucking October. End of October. It's November. Why are they even playing UConn?
That's because UConn is a independent school, so they need to fill up their schedule.
That is so stupid. But it's good for Tennessee here, right?
This is what the SEC does better than anybody else. They have these soft buys, as I like to call them, in week 10, 11, where they play these shithole FCS teams or UConn, who probably should be an FCS team, and it's a soft buy. They have to play one quarter and the game's over.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
it's brilliant.
I'm taking Tennessee to lay the 35, and you don't even have to dissect the game. It's just a matter if Tennessee feels like playing. If they do, 70-6 final. Mm-hmm. Going forward. All right, that I cannot post because that is the Boss Cock lock.
Oh.
Another one is another fade. It's a fade on the Pitt Panthers in Narduzzi. I'm going your boys. Florida State -21.5. I don't like the hook, but guess what? It's a fade play.
Okay.
So what do we know? Pitt lost by fucking 45 last week.
I don't hate it.
Notre Dame.
I don't hate it.
What do we know? Narduzzi checked out. This defense, not good. Just kind of hung a little bit at the beginning of the year. But the dam's breaking here, dude. The alumni is starting to get pissed. Narduzzi can kind of see his expiration date here. He's ran his course. Was a great coach 8 years ago. Not really meant for modern football.
Yeah, he's really not. He won a conference championship.
He may do better at doing the role of like what Manny Diaz did by taking a step back from being a head coach, being a DC somewhere for a cool team.
Yeah.
And kind of like rebuilding his image a little bit. I just think that Narduzzi is too much of a fucking wop like me. He's too Italian.
Yeah.
It's too many tasks, right? Like if you're like, he was so much better at just focusing on one task, right? It's like in the mob, right? It's like, yo, you're a soldier, right? Your job, go out, beat people the fuck up, kill them if you have to, and take their money and shake them down. It's very easy to do things that are very simple, right? Like but when it gets like more complicated, that's when you have captains, bosses, etc. And you're going to have way many more bad bosses and under bosses and consigliers in the history of Cosa Nostra than you are bad soldiers. Because your soldiers aren't bad.
Yeah.
They know their role.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. We got a guy over at 1635 Crestview Lane. Crack him the fuck open. He owes us $4,000.
Yeah.
Cool, done. Like, Narduzzi is good at something that's very simple, coaching defense. He's got to get back to it. Being a CEO of an entire fucking program, keeping track of 100 fucking players. It's not, we don't do that. I mean, as an Italian, before anyone's like, oh, you can't say that, it's fucking racist. I am Italian.
He's Sicilian.
We literally, which is the most Italian.
The most Italian. Like there's Italian, and then
I'm
there's
basically
Sicilian.
not white.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like I'm not. So like essentially what I'm going with
the question is though, Salbaps, are you black? Are you black? That's Sicilian. You kind of are.
Yeah, because they weren't even considered, they weren't on the census in the early 1900s. They weren't white. They were not considered white.
Right.
Like my grandfather is so dark skinned that he actually looks Arab.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like my dad's dad, it was so dark, bro, that you wouldn't even, he looked like an Arab guy.
Well, Sicily was the breadbasket of the world, so you did get raped and pillaged from literally everybody.
Well, I didn't. They did.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm just a continuation of a possibly dead bloodline.
Yeah, true.
So, anyways, we're going with Florida State.
Yeah, that's why we're going with Florida State.
Cal at Oregon. I am going with the over 57. Something I just added to my card here. Not a fade play, but we just saw Cal score 50 this past week. So we do know that they are capable of at least scoring 3 touchdowns in this game. Oregon, if USC can put up 50, Oregon coming back home after a great win that really didn't stress them too much. Bo Nix continuing to stay alive in the Heisman future contention here. This would be the last week to probably bet that if you're going to do a future on Bo Nix. This is probably like the week before this game. You're probably going to want to do that. He's not going to win the Heisman, but like if you have a spare money and you want to get gay, do this kind of thing.
He's not going to win the Heisman. If Michael Penix loses to USC...
You know what? You're right. Who knows at this point?
If McNamara, I don't know, loses to Ohio State, Ali Gordon, the running back from Oklahoma State,
he's killing it right now.
Actually, legitimately, it sounds crazy,
dude. And this happens, man, in college football. Like you have Heisman dudes come on the scene in like week 7, 8, 9, and like they never stop.
Yeah.
And the momentum just and the media gets on it. If Oklahoma State wins again this week, man, they're going to be ranked in the top 25. They could have the Heisman winner. I mean, this is crazy times down there right now.
Crazy times.
In Stillwater.
Bedlam.
All right, anyways. So we're going with that. Next play is going to be a square play. I know what you're going to say. I'm taking Kansas plus 2.5 at Iowa State. Now, Iowa State, the gods of upsets and the gods of like letdown games for other teams. Why? Because I believe in Lance and I believe that this team, based off what they did last week, I don't believe Kansas has letdown games. I've looked at them. They're not really, like, I think they're too well coached, right? So what do we know about coaching late in the season, right? It matters. It doesn't matter early. It matters late, right? Which is why James Franklin's terrible, because you should not have been on your toes, heels, essentially, against Indiana this late in the year. 31-point favorite. It's stupid, right? We see good coaches start to kind of
get exposed.
So where I'm going with this is I just believe in Lance. I believe that well-coached teams don't have letdowns. I know this is a sport of college football, and the players kind of dictate if they want to play or not. I just think they believe in the program. They love winning right now. This has never happened in Kansas football history. Their over-under was 2 last year, and we hit it. We bet it on this show.
We did. Documented
winner.
on the podcast.
So, like, we've been kind of jerking off Kansas for 2 years, if anyone's first time watching this. So why would I not continue to ball out with Lance and the new winning culture at Kansas? Like, we should just keep balling with it. So that's my pick 6. To recap, Kansas plus 2.5. Over 57, Cal, Oregon. Florida State minus 21.5 at Pitt. Tennessee minus 35 hosting UConn. This game should not exist.
Yeah.
And Notre Dame laying the field goal at Clemson. And I do believe that if Notre Dame rolls them, could Dabo step down? It's not going well for him, Dabo.
Where's he going to go?
TV, a year or two.
Oh, man. He's not going to the NFL.
Bro, if he gets blown out here, he could possibly legitimately step down. No, he can't go to the NFL. No one's going to hire him.
No, that's why I said he's not going to go to the NFL.
TV. He would be good on TV.
Oh, man, that Notre Dame game is... I don't like your card at all, Sal Baps. The past couple of weeks, I said how much I liked it.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the Jack Sparrow thing, but yet... Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I am over 500 on the year, right? You may not like what I'm betting, but you have to respect that I have a winning record. If I go 3-3 on this card, that's paid capper status overall in the season.
Yeah. I hear you.
I'm just saying. I'm not jerking myself off. I'm just saying you could not like it, but you must respect it. I do have a winning record. I have a winning record on the season for first-time viewers.
You do. All right, so that's Sal Baps' pick 6. I'm not in love with it like I was last week, but that's okay. Here's my pick 6, which Sal Baps, for those who had the misfortune of missing our first Sunday night show ever, which, by the way, we're going to be doing these shows now. We were doing them live.
Our schedules all got botched, so we're next week's going to be different because we're coming back on Wednesday again because I'll be here. So we're going to do Sunday recap on a Wednesday. And then we'll be doing Sunday, Tuesday.
No, Sal Baps. We're gonna do Tuesday again.
Well, okay.
We're sticking to a schedule here.
All right, we'll stick to the schedule.
Live Sunday nights at 8:00, Tuesday nights at 9:00.
Well, live election updates
as well
on you people that keep voting Democrat and never stop.
Yeah, that as
and
well.
Just bankrupting us.
Yeah. Also, do follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Butter and Hose. It is
all the plays are posted
right
literally
there.
1 hour after our weekly show. They're up.
Yep.
Instagram and Twitter, and you can tail or fade, whatever you want.
Yep. And if you are more of a podcast individual like me, that's actually where we started. You can follow us on Apple, Google, wherever the fuck else are we? Spotify. Making Bread and Buttering Hose. Follow us there on the podcast.
And we do none of those two things, by the way. None of them.
That's right. I used to butter hose. And up until last week, I was 8 games over 500 there for a hot minute.
But we're not making bread.
Well, the Boss Cock Lock is.
If you tailed our lock.
If you're Johnny Covers and you tail every Boss Cock Lock with
did he post documented tickets?
Documented tickets. All right. Speaking of documented tickets, that Sunday night show here. I took West Virginia -8.
It's already up.
Sal Baps, it's already up to -10.
Yep. It's up to 10.
I got some good value there. We did post that on the Twitter, so that is official play. West Virginia -8.
Called it the Goose Sunday Soup Special.
I like that. That was very clever of you.
Goose Soup.
Goose Soup. I do like that. So my 5 picks here.
That's poor people.
I have a 15 leg.
Like Tiny Tim.
I have a 15 leg Poontang parlay here. I think I'm going to be giving out.
Yeah, but you gotta say it though.
Yeah, I'm giving you right here. My first play here officially, I'm going back to Oklahoma State. I'm going back to Mike Gundy. I'm going back to Allie Gordon. I'm going back to Alan Bowman. Even this guy's getting it done. Gundy is proving his prowess once again to be one of the most underrated coaches in the country. He makes fucking sculptures out of Play-Doh. This guy is our OAN.
Because he's not woke.
He is our OAN
He doesn't quit.
based.
He doesn't just
mullet
give up when shit gets
motherfucker.
hard. He doesn't give up.
Doesn't give up. I'm not giving up on Oklahoma State. You're telling me for a Bedlam game that they are plus 5.5 at home, night start. I am all over Oklahoma State plus 5.5. It was 6.5. Now 5.5. Fuck it. I'll still take it. That is my second play. Third play here. Almost went UNLV, but I don't like the dynamics of the game last week as much as I love betting my Rebs this week. Instead, pick number 3. I'm going to the team that they should have beat last week. I'm going to Fresno State -3. Mikey Keene came back a little banged up, still looked really good against a UNLV team that was fighting for respect, that was fighting to be king of the Mountain West.
Fighting.
The UNLV receiver did drop a wide open pass there to tie it up.
Fighting.
Nevertheless, I liked what Fresno State, they took UNLV's fastball and they found a way to win.
Fighting.
This week, Fresno State is playing a Boise State team that Sal Baps completely fucked me last week.
What?
But guess what?
Oh, I thought I fucked you by like saying that you should take
No, Sal Baps.
Wyoming on
good,
that.
Good try. But no, Boise State did fuck me. LaDainian Tomlinson Jr., Jalenti, that running back for Boise State that I told you about, Sal Baps, that's so good. He got banged up last week, okay? I am not, I don't think on the road, I don't think Boise can.
Dude, it was just a stupid loss. I mean, you had 2 losses. Like, who cares? I mean,
Right.
like, it was a dumb play. Like, it wasn't like it was a dumb bet. It was just like Boise they're not even good, bro.
Right,
like,
right.
they just played well. They're 3-4?
Since
Who gives a fuck?
Since Jalenti is hurt now, little LT, I'm especially.
You're right. I would fade them. Fuck them.
I'm especially going to be on Fresno State -3 in the Valley.
I would alt line this even.
line it.
I would alt line, like alternative.
alt
like
line.
I would actually alt line this.
-6.5. Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, you don't think Fresno State's a touchdown better than Boise?
By the way, Sal Baps, yesterday I sold a insurance policy to this guy in Fresno, California.
So it's meant to be.
Literally, he is a cowboy. Literally, he got gored by an 1,800-pound bull, he said. But he was in Fresno, California, and I think it's a sign that I
It's
meant.
a sign.
I meant.
It's a fucking sign.
He was living in a, how do we say, it wasn't like a permanent home. He wasn't homeless, but nevertheless.
I don't know what they do out there.
Yeah, I'm all over.
Fucking California, they probably just give people welfare houses
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah. I'm all over Fresno State -3.
Give me where's my fucking home? Where's mine?
Pick number 4.
Biden, where the fuck is it?
Sal Baps, I can't believe they're still getting this kind of disrespect. The Arizona Wildcats
This is actually fucking crazy.
are
by the
plus
way.
2.5 at home. They're in the desert. Chip Kelly, Fat Chip Kelly, UCLA. They got Garber there, quarterback, who is Garbaggio, should be his name, Ethan Garbaggio. I'm not a big fan of UCLA here on the road. I don't believe that UCLA does have a very good rushing offense there. Love Carson Steele, Mike Allstott Jr. Nevertheless, Arizona's defense, Sal Baps, the Desert Swarm is back. And then the wide receivers there, Cowling, Torrey McMillan, and then the young stud quarterback out of Servite there is absolutely lighting people up. Jaden DeLaura, you just lost your job.
So another thing to why your bet's cool is, and we said this before the show, Arizona is 7-1 against the spread this season. 7-1, meaning it's better than the Boss Cock lock that we've been giving you.
Yeah,
So if you just bet Arizona all year, you are not listening to us because you're probably out at that party that you missed in LA.
Which would be a very good reason why you would miss the show. But if you aren't at that party, getting your marble sucked through a straw, Sal Baps, I do love Arizona plus 2.5. Jed Fish, can we get some Jed Fish love? Coach of the year, at least like national Coach of the Year, Jed
Needs
Fish.
to be talked about,
Needs to be talked about. That is going
never happened, but it should be talked about.
Yep, that is going to be. I have a history of not counting correctly here, Salbep. So we have.
So you've posted Oklahoma
2.
State. We talked about Gundy. We've got the fade Boise with Fresno
3.
because you talked to some dude that lives in a free house
4.
and got hit by a bull, and then you wanted.
Okay, I got
we
it.
just did.
Yeah,
Arizona.
Yeah, I got 2 more picks here. I got 2 more picks here.
Yeah, and West Virginia's already up.
Right.
So-
So I got two more picks.
You got 2 plays to give.
Yeah, I am not the most math literate here, but my last 2 plays here, I do like. I'm doing it again. I'm going to bet on the Wyoming. Speaking of Cowboys, the Wyoming Cowboys team over 24.5. Sal Baps, they're back at home. They're in Laramie. Rub some dirt on your wound, cowboy. You know what I mean? Bleeding there. You rub some dirt on it. You got a little cowgirl poontang. Even though their faces look like horses, or even though you're maybe having sex with a horse that looks like a girl.
So my thing is with this team is like, all right, you got to say, oh, you don't like my card, whatever. I actually like your card a lot.
Okay.
But I think this Wyoming team is going to be like the death of you. You have just like continuously just hacked away with them.
Yeah.
I hope that they hit for you, but like, I don't know, man. I just don't see what you see in this team,
Well,
really.
I see a team that is about to play a Colorado State team that can score points, that Wyoming is going to have to keep up with, to have offensive firepower with. I'm not so sure that Wyoming is going to be able to muddy up this game like they usually try to. And this Colorado State defense is very suspect. If you remember that Colorado game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that the Rams are fucking cool. They're not.
Right.
But like, I'm just saying that betting wise, like you just, I guess you're going to keep going here with.
I'm going with it. Okay. So I'm taking the
Wyoming.
team over 24 and a
Unless you
half.
got one more.
Lock it in. Last one here. Sal Baps, you like my card so far, huh?
I do actually.
You're not gonna
I do.
you're not gonna like this play.
Okay. What is it?
I'm going a little south of here, Sal Baps. I'm gonna take the highway. I'm gonna go into the city of brotherly love. I'm gonna pack my pistol.
You're taking a fucking Temple game.
I'm gonna pack my Glock.
You're telling me you're capping Temple on this show.
I'm gonna pack my Glock 3rd generation G22. I am a law-abiding, licensed in the state of Pennsylvania concealed gun carrier.
You have to be.
You have to be. And you definitely have to be if you're going into the streets of Philadelphia. If you're going to North Philadelphia, even though the game is not in North Philadelphia, it's in South Philadelphia.
Literally the Eagles Stadium.
Literally the
complete
Eagles
opposite
Stadium.
side of the city.
Literally,
Where there's massive security in it. But go ahead.
literally, there's going to be 15 people there.
Oh, that's true. That part's true, yeah.
And
That
Sal
part's
Baps, I'm going to bet on the team total over for the Temple Owls, 19.5. Against the Navy midshipmen gay people.
So here's the thing. Navy is going to have a lot of more fans there than Temple because Philly has a notorious history with the Naval Yard down there, and a lot of retired Navy people are going to be going to this game.
Good call.
That still live in South Philadelphia.
Yep.
So yeah, just a little cool tidbit there to keep an eye on.
Which is why I am not betting Temple. I believe it's plus 6.5. I'm betting this line was 17.5 like 12 hours ago. It's now 19.5. That's because Kurt Warner's kid, EJ Warner, he's been in concussion protocol the past couple of weeks. Without him, Temple has been absolutely abysmal. I think there's good line value right now on Temple with his return. This is a completely different team with this kid. This kid is a legitimate college quarterback, and the line value right now jumping a whole 2 points tells me this kid's going to play this week. I am concerned, of course, that Navy may have, 55 fucking minutes as far as possession of the ball. That could be an issue, but nevertheless, this Navy secondary is very suspect. I do believe Warner is going to be able to get some points on the board. 20 points at home, I believe, is very doable. Sign me up.
So, interesting thing here. We're going to go back to Philly and the Navy. Actually, this was the first documented record of exploration with time travel with our government. It's called the Philadelphia Experiment.
I can't believe you know about this.
And you do know about this?
Oh, I almost wrote a screenplay about this.
Yeah. So yeah,
I was that close to diving in.
I guess what I'm saying is that there's a major tie between the government, the water, and Philly down there. But yeah, if you guys don't, they tell them. You said you know more than me since you tried to write a screenplay. I mean, I know the basics of it. I just thought it'd be cool to throw out there as a little tie-in between the two.
So theoretically, they were doing these
it's definitely happened. They tried.
Yeah, they were doing these experiments. Some say it involved Tesla technology on these Navy shipyards there in Philly, and these men had these absolute out-of-world body experiences to where they were, 200 years in the future, and they would be there for like 6 months, and then be like another like 500 years in the future.
But then this is all like in 30 seconds though of real time.
Right.
It was like the craziest shit.
Right. But like they went to the future, and basically like this is like fucking, decades and decades ago.
This is 1946.
Yeah.
This is, we tried to essentially, the way secret government operations worked around World War II and right after World War II was that everybody's going to nuke each other. You have to have something so sci-fi and better that you can like beat the other. That's what the race to the moon was for, was to put a fucking nuke on it so you can blow up everybody. And this was so you could go to the future, and like if America did get nuked, you could go to the future and then like go back and prevent it, for like Back to the Future type shit. The goal was to be able to travel through time so you could actually stop us from losing and avoid it.
Yeah.
But the way time travel works is you could only go forward first. You can't go back first.
Right.
So that's why these guys ended up in the future.
These guys went so far in the future that they described essentially an AI takeover, which in 1946, like
would have been like, they would never even know what that is.
Would have never known about that. They had like no fucking idea about even computers. And basically they described where like human beings had been so overtaken by this like giant central AI-like system that basically like everything in life was controlled by this master AI, and nobody had jobs. Nobody did anything except like sit around and jerk off and paint.
Cool thing there about future predictions with that is,
which doesn't sound that bad.
100 years before that, even in the Civil War, about 80 years before that, the United States Navy, when they had taken the Mississippi River, one of the Navy captains has a famous quote. I turned my hotspot off because I don't have the money to pay for it.
Nice.
So like I would look it up for you, but the quote was similar to that. He saw, you remember the Civil War, seeing naval boats shooting and taking a siege of a city was actually as similar to like aliens landing.
Right.
No, like it was, dude. So like he had made a quote saying that I actually fear for the future of what people are going to see. And he says, I believe man will create machinery so powerful that it will overtake us. And that's a quote from 1860, like 1862, man. And that's someone who like literally like they don't even have electricity, bro.
Yeah.
And like can think like that, like.
And you do know who was the first man that the government set in when Tesla died, and he supposedly had the time traveling technology. You know who it was, right?
I'm sure. Refresh me when you say it.
It was Donald Trump's uncle.
I did read about this.
Donald Trump,
his uncle,
talks about his fucking uncle all the time.
Yeah, I mean, wonder
all
if,
the time.
It
is one of the biggest influences in Donald Trump's life.
Yeah, he speaks a lot about this.
That is not a conspiracy theory.
No, it's all you can Wikipedia.
Yeah, that is a legitimate thing. Whether Tesla actually had the time traveling technology, that's another matter. I actually believe though that it's actually a very real thing. He also had, basically electricity that conducted itself like we have Wi-Fi today and would have completely, changed the world. That he also definitely had. But nevertheless, we digress. Sal Baps, we're trying to change the world with our sterling college football picks.
We can. I think we can.
And I mean,
they're fucking free. Who else is giving out winners for free?
And I think we have one more.
On the internet. Someone tell me.
I think we have one more. If we win this, Sal Baps, we will be 7-3 on the year. Sal Baps.
On the Bosscock Lock. Are you ready?
Are we not doing the briefcase? Do you not have that lined up?
I fucking lost a little booklet.
You lost.
I lost a little booklet.
You lost.
It doesn't matter. We're live. It doesn't matter. So we're just gonna tell them.
Okay.
We're gonna tell them. Wait, hold on. Where's the chicken? Get the fucking chicken.
Oh yeah.
Get the chicken. Just make the chicken tell them. Fuck the book. We got a chicken.
Nebraska.
Cornhuskers. -3 at Michigan State. Fuck Michigan State. I just hear Nebraska -3.
I just hear the
I don't
Cornhuskers.
I don't hear what they hear. I hear Nebraska -3.
I hear Nebraska. I see Matt Rule, that glorious, pudgy, third grade fat kid body that he has,
He's got the best at that, like ever. by the
rolling
way.
around on the field of Spartan Stadium, just that shit-eating grin with a Nebraska black shirt defense, just taking no prisoners, beating the shit out of the artist formerly known as offensive football for Michigan State.
Yeah, I mean, look, here's another reason why we're doing this is Nebraska, if you've been following college football or you live under a rock, we're going to tell
They
you.
may win the Big Ten West.
They can still be in the Big Ten title game in Indianapolis. We looked at their schedule on the reaction show on Sunday. It's like a real thing. This is really possible.
Yeah.
It's like really possible. Now to get there, this is just a barely a stepping stone in that progress. So Matt Rule, what do we know? Really good coach, right?
In college.
He's coaching against no coaches.
No
Michigan State
coaches.
doesn't have coaches. They have a bunch of consultants that are scrambling to find a kid to play quarterback.
Is it a graduate assistant? Is it a student body
it's a
volunteer?
It's a long-term D'Antonio crony that's been there.
Is it the shadow of Mel Tucker's penis?
No, that would probably do better. Mel Tucker wouldn't even be this bad. I actually think if Mel Tucker was still the coach, they wouldn't even be this bad. I actually think they'd at least be 500 or close
I
to
agree.
it.
I agree.
Like Mel Tucker, we bang on him, but like he's not that ass. He's just not worth what that contract was.
Right.
But he's not that ass. But
He'll be a great defensive coordinator.
Yeah, he's not there, so it doesn't matter. We're going with Nebraska here. They're the hottest team in the Big Ten, right? Other than undefeated Ohio State, but like I wouldn't consider them hot.
Right.
I mean, this is a team that we thought would have no shot at a bowl game.
Right.
Not only is a bowl game a possibility, we said it before, they could end up in Indianapolis playing in the Big Ten championship game and getting 41.5 against Ohio State.
Yeah, it's kind of remarkable. It's kind of remarkable, frankly, to see where they have come here in just a couple weeks here under Matt Rule. Am I surprised? No. This is why.
No, none of us.
This is why I want Matt Rule to be the head coach of Penn State. He is a Penn State alum. He grew up in State College. His dad was a preacher in State College, Sal Baps. This is ordained by the Lord. The sword of the Lord is on Matt Rule's side. I think Nebraska, don't be shocked if they beat, I believe they have Iowa in that Thanksgiving game they usually play. Don't be shocked if the Big Ten West is on the line that week and Nebraska beats Iowa to go to Indianapolis.
Even if they don't, and it comes down to
raped.
that, I mean, that's such a dub for Matt Rule. Like that's so big for you in the program. Like those fans have been so fucking pissed off and so angry for so long. And now they're like, yo, this was year one with this guy basically taking over a garbage team. None of his own people. Now, like, my God, if he gets a quarterback there, phew.
Game over. Game over.
That's all he needs.
Speaking of game over, Sal Baps, that's about it for tonight. Like we said, do follow us on Instagram, Twitter, at Butter and Hose. Subscribe to this fucking channel.
Yeah, don't even fucking like it. Just sub. Because like, I don't even care if this gets no likes. You can even comment, you guys suck, fuck you, I hate you, but just sub.
Just sub. Just sub. Like the video, sub. You can also, if you're more into the podcast, do follow us, Apple, Spotify, or Google.
And it may sound like we just kind of throw this out there. I promise you, we do research this. We're not like
7 and 3.
We do joke around on the show, but I promise you, we take this very serious. It is a hobby. We love college football. We
literally the only sport I watch.
Take this serious. So
the only sport.
What we gave you is we truly believe that's what we take. We're betting our own money on this shit.
Yeah.
So
Nebraska -3 is the boss cock lock. If that hits, we go to 7 and 3. Say your prayers, take your vitamins, grow your own food, and Sal Baps, make that bread
and
butter them hoes. Happy Halloween!
Yeah, happy Halloween.
Especially everybody in West Hollywood who are having semi-gay orgies. And all the OnlyFans girls I used to have sex with that now I only pay $5 a month to watch your videos. Fuck my life.